we're here in Best Buy with our newfound friend,
Stephen Richmond.
Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Asking lots of questions about Halo 5. We are so excited to finally get somebody around here who knows what they're talking about.
So, Stephen, did you see the new Star Wars trailer?
Kind of, through all the tears that were building up through that 2.5 minutes of, can I say orgasmic ecstasy? Like nerdy, orgasmic, just, yeah.
Watching the trailer and seeing, you know, the Kylo Ren and Finn and all the new characters. What struck me about the whole thing is that each of them seem to have their own complete story arc in this first movie. I mean, the trailer really kind of lends itself to the idea that we're not watching one hero's journey, but we're watching multiple heroes' journeys, as well as watching an arc of what we are considering the villain right now, his arc in trying to find the remnants of Darth Vader. Because of the, what are they called? The Church of Ren?
The Knights of Ren.
The Knights of Ren, yeah. And so I'm interested to see. I'll be completely honest. The first Star Wars movies I've never been a big fan of. The 1 through 3 or the second trilogy, besides the Darth Maul fight scene, I could do without. But this movie has me interested just for the simple fact that it all looks practical. I'm kind of in love with BB-8 as a mascot for my life.
Yes.
And I just wonder, looking at it and seeing all of that, what is it? Is it something that, like, because I have friends who refuse to watch it just because they can't fathom turning back into that 6-year-old kid, you know? And so it's just kind of a conversation of, what do you see as, what is your hope for this movie? What is that one piece of this movie that will make everything else about the movie perfect for you?
J.J. Abrams. I have yet to see something that disappoints me from him.
What character are you looking forward to seeing the most in the
Kylo
movie?
Ren.
Kylo Ren, yeah.
Yep.
I would say I'm looking forward to Finn, honestly. Just for the simple fact that I really hope that Mace Windu is his father.
Yeah.
I really hope that I don't know how Sam Jackson's going to come back, but Sam Jackson comes back and is like, Finn, you're my son. Bam.
Well, I'm really stoked because, you know, John Boyega was in Attack the Block,
Yes.
and that's one of my all-time favorite
Yes.
sci-fi movies. So it was so rad seeing him get plucked from that. Like, the way the cast got chosen makes it look like the people that created the movie knew what they wanted. Like Adam Driver, it's weird to admit it, but I love the Showgirls on HBO. It's an odd guilty
that's
pleasure
one of
mine.
two of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Adam Driver on that, he's such that it's the charm about him,
Yeah.
and that he's a relatable character. So
And honestly, off of the whole cast of girls, the one person I can stand on that show is Adam Driver's character.
that's why I like the show. I
Yeah.
could do without
Yeah,
everything
I could do
that he's
the main
engulfed in.
character and her group of friends. I kind of dislike a lot, but I can stand watching Adam Driver for a couple minutes on that show. And then, if you ever watch, there's a movie with This Is Where I Leave You, and he's in that, and he's just phenomenal in that. You look at the cast, and they're unknown, but they're known, and just seeing, like, this is our version of seeing, you know, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford being picked and put in a movie for the first time, you know?
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be huge for them, and it's kind of exciting to see that come together.
Yeah, I think the big thing too, kind of what you were asking about, one of the things that makes me so excited for it and touches on a thing you said too, is the return to practical effects, like seeing what George Miller did with the new Mad Max, and that was just like, you know, to me that film should be the new Bible for filmmaking. That, and I think coupled with films like The Raid, that, you know, the only CG was for a little bit of extra blood, which yes, but just the return to being able to, everything is organic now.
Yes. And you feel it. Like the first scene when Rey is climbing through what looks like the remnants of a Death Destroyer, or a
the Star Destroyer.
Star Destroyer, yes. And she's climbing through the remnants, and it's all practical. You can you can guess that some of it's CG in the background, but her having to climb that, literally climb it, and like that drop that she does, and you get to feel it, and I think that's really strong. And in BB-8, I mean, you know, seeing that trail in the sand where he's just leaving that round ball trail, you're just like, aw.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's R2-D2 in 1976, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what I got from it, too, was, you know, like you said, the returning to being 6 years old and seeing, like, Gizmo and Johnny Five and, you know, R2 on the screen and being like, I could touch them and hang out with them. And, you know, that's just such a genius design. And that's one of the things, seeing, like, that J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy. And I think it's good, too, having the original cast come in to help sort of keep that mythos, because you could see, like, in the original trilogy, it was just George Lucas being like, well, I need some more money, so let's have a cute guy with floppy ears. Like,
well, and
he won't be disrespectful at all.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, you look at George Lucas. I mean, so the one thing that we have to, the one takeaway from George Lucas is the first 5 or 4 through 6. So the first set of trilogy, he directed the first one because he had no money. He couldn't afford to hire someone to come in. But he made it clear that the first one almost killed him. Just the stress and being out there and directing. And he was like, I'll never direct another one of these again. And that's why you get the other people for 5 and 6. You get other directors. And then you look at the new trilogy, 1 through 3, and he clearly believed, whatever that was back then, that believed that other people could handle his writing better than he could, it went away. And so you get these very CG heavy, very fake feeling scenes, and nothing feels real in that world on those 3. And it's just great to see Star Wars go back to that dirty, dusty feeling. I mean, like, the first Star Wars movie is dirty. That thing looks, it's not pretty. I mean, it's pretty in the sense that it's something new we never saw before, but it is just dirty. And this new one, seeing how dust caked and just grimy it feels, it's heartwarming.
Yeah.
Grimy makes my heart warm. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Y'all need to get some together and figure this whole Star Wars thing out, and then give me a cheat sheet, because I'm so hopelessly behind on all this. I have absolutely no idea what y'all are talking about. So if y'all could work that out, I'd be appreciative. And then we can come back and do this over again, so then I can look like I know what I'm talking about. I like that. I like
That's
that
fair
idea.
enough, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Fair.
Right on.
For my birthday this year, I have friends. And my friends decided to get me BB-8. First, my friends are cooler than your friends. Just understand that. We'll be better friends if you get that together. Second, BB-8 runs off of my phone. So all day in my office, I get to play with BB-8. And I get to tell them, and I get to enact things from the Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I have tickets for, before the movie even comes out. How cool is that? Very, very cool. I can't tell you how much I love BB-8. Around the office, his pet name's BB. He's a good guy, just all around, just a good character. You see, he just, when he wants to know he's alive, he just does things, moves around a little bit, shows you he cares. I don't know what he's doing right now. He's actually kind of just, BB, you're embarrassing us. There we go. So yeah, I have a BB-8. You probably will get a BB-8 eventually. We'll all have little BB-8s running and following us around like we live on a planet from a galaxy far, far away. I'm gonna say something about Star Wars because I've watched that preview like 7 times now. The trailer that just came out last night. One, John Boyega, high five for you, brother. High five for you. The only thing that made it cooler is if you got a purple lightsaber. I know why you have the blue one, but I accept that if you had gotten the purple one, carrying on legacy. That's all I'm gonna say. 2, the TIE fighter scenes in this movie look like they're gonna be on par with any major epic movie that you'll ever see. They look better than anything that has been before. They almost look like they're out of the Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefield game that's coming out. They just look insane. 3, Kylo Ren. Brother, Darth Vader wasn't the coolest person in that show. If you're going to create a cult around anybody, create the cult around Lando Calrissian. Lando! Son! Lando! That's all the time we have. You got any comments, got any thoughts, got any suggestions? Leave them, well, just put them at the bottom of this thing. We'll eventually read them. So, yeah, deuces. Beep, beep.
Access Vision, your voice, your community.